Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 5 of Field. I hope everything has been going well and you guys are continuing to grow and to flourish in the field and take on some really great experiences. So this week, our focus is going to be on self-care, compassion fatigue, and vicarious trauma. What you're going to do is you're going to actually look at a video, and I don't want to spoil it because it's a good one, that really just focuses on Laura's kind of childhood experiences and her experiences with others, and how she's kind of come to the experience of vicarious trauma, which is the trauma that we as people who are doing work in the field, social workers, therapists, sometimes it could even be doctors, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a clinician, but people who are exposed to trauma in some capacity can experience, and may always kind of experience vicarious trauma. And it's based on, us kind of sharing that empathy in that moment with them. And there are times, and many of you guys, interestingly enough, are in the mobile crisis unit. And so what you guys typically do, just the nature of it, can easily put you at exposure for vicarious trauma. So if you see someone who, talks about committing suicide and attempts to do it in front of you, or, the police have to get called and things don't go the way you intend, and those types of things, vicarious trauma is exceptionally an example of that. And throughout the years of being in the field, you also kind of hear this terminology where people are just kind of burnt out, they're exhausted, and a lot of the times it can be not necessarily from the work itself, but the kind of work that we're doing, where we're working with individuals who have substance abuse issues, who have intense behaviors, whether it's in a psychiatric hospital setting or working, like for me, I work with some of the most intensive kids in Delaware who have significant mental health issues. So it's exceptionally important that I take care of myself and that I find avenues to manage my own mental health so that I can be of substance for them when it's time to. So, taking everything from this video and really processing it to see what you guys get out of it. So that's what I'll be looking for this week's assignment. So what indications did you see that led to the understanding of her experience with vicarious trauma? And then for reflection, you're going to consider a time in your field placement when you may have encountered compassion fatigue or vicarious trauma. This can be something you experienced personally or something you observed in someone else. Remember to protect the identity of others, so you can certainly use a code name. And how do you identify this? What concerns you the most? How did you respond? And how might you have responded differently? And I can give you guys an example from work today. I have one student who I have known for about 4 years, and I had him when he was in 3rd grade, and now he's in 7th. And he kind of opened up to me for the first time since me knowing him, that his father was extremely abusive to him in his childhood. And now he's a teenager, but specifically when he was 7 years old, he remembers his dad being very physically abusive, but he also remembers his dad being physically abusive to his mom, which is why they're no longer together. And kind of processing that with him, for today, I kind of felt sad when it was around lunchtime, because it helped me to understand the function of his behavior on a deeper level, right? So this student constantly got into trouble because he was fighting, and then he came to my program and we've had a big turnaround. So he doesn't fight as much, but he does still have some maladaptive behaviors. And so a lot of the reason of why he would fight is because he always felt like he had to protect himself. He was always in this fight or flight type of mode where he never really felt safe, not at home, not at school. And so that's what he would do. He would fight. And so we processed that, interestingly enough, today together, and he identified that he believes that that's why he fought, that it was more so about keeping himself safe on a continuum and keeping everyone else that he cared about safe. So for me, that kind of just felt sad, because I really care about this particular student, and I've known this student for years, and I wish I would have known back then to at least try to help in some capacity. And because I didn't know, there's but so much I could do, and then there was no suspected abuse. So I kind of took that home with me today. So I wanted to share that with you guys. But it did kind of sit on my heart kind of heavy, because I wish, for me, I just wish there was something I could have done. But I know, you know, the nature of the work that we do, we don't always know what's going on. So that's kind of my example, but I'm interested to see what you guys are going to share. And what I will do, just so you guys know, for the case presentations, I'm actually going to send out another video that's separate from this, that goes over that more thoroughly, and then kind of goes through who has what weeks. So I will do that tonight, so you guys can have that in the next hour. But this week 5 assignment is actually due, I want to say, this Sunday by 11:59. Let's see. Yes, so it's due by this Sunday, 11:59, and your written assignment should be 2 to 3 pages in length, and any outside references used in your assignment should be cited in APA format. So please also make sure that you create a cover page, and then, you know, your cover page is not included with your 2 to 3 pages. So if you can just make sure that it's in APA format, I would strongly appreciate that. And the other assignment that's due this week is your peer-to-peer field discussion. So you just want to make sure that you have a total of 5. So just wanted to remind you guys about that. And so I will be posting another video to go over your case presentations. I know a few of you guys have reached out to me, so no worries. I will handle that tonight, and I hope you guys have a great week. Bye-bye.